Tuesday, July 1st. I'm Drew, and me and my little sailboat X-Wing are currently about 100 nautical miles north of Tahiti. We're on our way to Hawaii. This is day one. I'm guessing it's going to be probably 22 to 25 days to get there. It's a bit of a weird day today. X-Wing was just attacked by a fish, and a big one at that. I think this is a black marlin, and I don't know if the video does it justice, but it's about 12 feet long. It's a huge fish, and it attacked the paddle from my wind vane and snapped it off. Fortunately, I have spares of the sacrificial sleeves, so that's going to be an issue, but it's still kind of hanging out, so I want the fish to go away before I deploy the spare. I promised you yesterday that I would talk about some of the projects that I did when I was in Papeete. Well, let me just do the top two for now, because there was a lot. Upon arriving in Papeete and clearing customs and getting some groceries and settling in, on about day 4, I was lucky enough to meet up with my friends Mark and Kathy, who brought me a huge load of project materials and stuff that was really trying to ship things into French Polynesia is both expensive and extremely complicated. So this was a huge, generous favor to bring me all these parts. But immediately after seeing them, I came down with COVID, and it couldn't possibly have been them. Must have been the arrival and probably the hanging out for hours at the international airport. But the next 5 days I was pretty much on my back. I did get over it. Fortunately, I had lots of groceries and all kinds of meds aboard, and I got to work. So the first big project, I don't know if you've been following along, then you will remember that about halfway across from New Zealand to Rapa, I noticed the steering got a little bit spongy, and it turned out to be the idler plate in the steering system had corroded all the way through. Now, I knew there was some surface rust, but I had no idea that it was as far gone as it was. Even you couldn't tell from basic inspection. But I got a new idler plate. Mark and Kathy brought it, and so in order to do that, I had to rip out the entire binnacle, which was a good opportunity to tear it down and do some maintenance all the way down. So I tore it down right down to the needle bearings that hold the steering column in place, and put it all back together. And now my steering it should last another 50 years. I even changed out the steering cables from steel cable to Dyneema, which is something that Edson recommends these days, the company that makes the binnacle. The second big project that I got onto was, you might remember that when I was in Rapa and doing my rig inspection, I found a crack in my stem fitting. And I did an emergency repair with 5mm Dyneema, and that lasted long enough to sail me the next 8 days up to Tahiti. So unfortunately, that stem fitting and my bow pulpit are all one big piece of stainless steel, so I had to pull the whole thing off, which meant taking the chain out of the anchor locker and then spending a really hot, uncomfortable afternoon doing boat yoga, getting all of the backing bolts released so I could get the whole assembly off the boat and take it down to Technimarine, where they have a really good shop. I got them to weld a couple of straps over top, and they did a fantastic job. I think this is strong enough that it's going to outlast the rest of the boat. But putting it back together was, another whole afternoon of boat yoga. Already this is getting long, and I have 6 other projects I want to talk about, but I also kind of want to go and check and see if that fish is still hanging around, and yeah, that's a weird one. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll talk to you then. Cheers.